Hello guys, this is the SWTOR guy here and welcome back to some other news or stuff like that. It seems Star Wars is, the Old Republic is gonna I don't know if I should say screwing up the free-to-players, but this is like a huge impact for them. But let's talk about these. I know I've been late a little bit, but that's the only time I have to release these. So basically, let's just talk about the news. What's game? Basically, what they're saying, the content market weekly passes are gonna removed when the Knights of the Eternal Throne just came. So basically, the one thing we wanted to talk about last week is our new galactic command system, only accessible to subscribers at level 70. Galactic Command will serve the single point of access subscribers to earn rewards playing endgame content such as operations and war zones. As of the release of the Knights of the Eternal Throne, the rewards for this game is gained via Galactic Command, therefore passes are no longer viable. For example, a preferred player with a weekly pass operation will be able to play an operation but would not earn any rewards for doing so. Due to this change, we have removed all the passes. I actually didn't realize there was a day pass for starfighters, but anyway. So the starfighters are removed, operation space missions, flashpoints, everything. Every weekly pass has been removed. Additionally, these passes will be converted to bind a legacy with the game update 4.7.3, which I'm going to go into that later. Coming on Tuesday. On November 27, all passes will be removed from the game from the Knights of the Eternal Throne early access opens. They are still locking down exactly how it compares regarding the next week. We recognize that players are interested in something familiar in the weekly passes, which would not non-subscriber access. We are exploring possible options. Basically, I want to share my thoughts for you guys. I actually kind of write for this because at the beginning, when free-to-play came on Star Wars The Old Republic, they just gonna say, okay, you guys gonna play the story, which is obviously the main thing, but they have access to the Galactic Stronghold, which is also right, the Galactic Starfighter at the beginning, which was alright, and after that, Knights of the Fallen Empire and everything else, which is totally not understandable. Like, if you are a subscriber, they shouldn't have access to all of that. In my opinion, I don't wanna fuck up all the free-to-players or anything, but if it's just me, I give access to all the crew skills and all the stuffs. I don't give a damn for that, but I don't give too much access for after expansions thing. After expansion stuff. So for example, when the Rise of the Hot Cartel came, I probably not give any kind of free-to-play credit for them. So at the time they can went up to level 60 or level 55 and stuff like that. I would not give too much access for that. If you ask me, I just say, okay, you're gonna play level 50. You're gonna do the end of all of the stuffs. But after that, we paid money. The subscribers paid money at the time when they are announced that. So you not gonna go access to that unless you're at least subscribed. So that is a good thing. Let's just read out all the questions what came from the community. Oak, what does that mean? Oak, does that mean that in 4. Preferred won't be able to enter PvP and operations? Preferred players will fall under the existing restrictions they have now. They can only complete limited number of war zones and operations per week, but they cannot access operations. Yeah, finally. Jerba. In the past, when they changed the bind and equip item to bind and pick up, it would remain in the guild bank, but first player to take it out would have it bound to him. To be on the safe side, you will probably want to move to an officer's bank slot before tomorrow, so that the GM/officers have time to decide who is allowed to take out the passes, and you won't have members accidentally taking out passes with no way to give them back. This is correct. One of the changes has been made. I don't give a damn for that, to be perfectly honest. And another thing, that is not correct. Afraid, I guess. Preferred can run unlimited flashpoints, but can only get loot from the first 3 unless this was changed with 4.0. Can free to play and preferred continue running unlimited flashpoints? I may have misspoke. Nothing is changing about how it works right now. The exception is rewards. Once someone hit level 70, if they are not a subscriber, they will not earn any command experience points and therefore no rewards. Really? So what this means, basically the preferred player status can hit level 70. This is what it means. So it doesn't really matter if you're 65 and if you want to continue doing the Knights of the anything, you can go to level 70. Even if you're a preferred or free-to-play player, but you cannot access the command rank system, or galactic command issue, which is really weird. Okay, that is some interesting things. I want to see how this will goes on. Basically, I think they have unlimited access to the flashpoints, I don't know, I'm not a preferred player, so let me know in the comment section below if you are like preferred or free-to-play player, if you have access to, I know you don't have access to the operations, because I once have preferred status back in the day, and I used an operation weekly pass to get in. So I knew that, but I don't know about the flashpoints and the war zones, but we'll see. Let's go on to some more stuff. Another thing what I wanted to talk about, or BioWare announced basically, is the war zones commendations are now bind on pickup. I really don't understand this. Like, I really don't. I wanted to give a heads up. So I actually don't read all of this, to be perfectly honest. So this is me reading this for the first time. So I wanted to give you a heads up on a change included with Game Update 4.7.3 on Tuesday. As we discussed last week, we are making changes on how gearing works. Yeah, we know that. In the support of our new galactic command system, we'll be removing Warzone commendations from the game. Really? I didn't... Okay, I don't know how well that works. But what can you do about the Warzone commendations then? That is interesting. From the game on November 29th, when Knights of the Eternal Early Access opens. As a result, any new Warzone commendation grants will become bound and wall bound on pickup starting on Tuesday. So basically, if you opening or if you receive Warzone commendations right now, you're not gonna that stuff is not gonna go in to the Warzone commendations overall unless you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna equip it or activate it. If you have a desire to move Warzone commendations around or have a stockpile of Warzone commendation grants, please ensure they are on the character if you want them to be there for Tuesday's maintenance. Please note, customer service will not able to assist with any Warzone commendation grants after Tuesday. Really good. In order to attend that Warzone commendations will convert to credits, as will crystals. Probably the crystals are gonna remove that at some point, I guess. With Eternal Throne launch. They are still working out the conversion rates, and I'm hopeful that I will have that information for you later next week. To retailer in preparation Knights of the Eternal Throne, all Warzone commendations games will now bind on pickup. Interesting. So now what you're receiving from the Warzone commendations, or what you're receiving from as a PvP reward, it's gonna go into your inventory and it's gonna say, okay, bind on pickup. You wanna activate it, or probably you can't activate it. Maybe we'll see. So the first question: what about ranked season 6 comms? Weren't those supposed to be converted to Warzone comms at the start of season 8? Season 6 commendations will be also converted to credits, as they would have become Warzone comms, which will also becoming credits. Everything is are becoming credits. Incredible. Uh, are the crystal vendors, like those on the fleet, had they commons for mods, going to remain and accept credits now? Correct. They are going to remain in place and accept credits. I don't know how much credit that will be. So basically they're gonna, doesn't really matter, the crystal vendors, what he's talking about. So basically all of the main gear ones doesn't really matter now, but you can buy it probably for millions of credits. Wow. Wow. So what he's talking about, what he's asking is like the common data and the other crystal, like the purple ones, and those stuffs who have like have these vendors and like tokens or anything, then they can change the whole landscape. I really don't know about this one, but basically if you like saying, okay, let's just say you need the gear for 120, I don't know, let's just say 120 something, 120 data crystal, and now that is not gonna happen. They just gonna change it to credits, but I don't know how that much will be, because if there's like probably like 200k or anything, the free-to-play slash preferred players can buy those, so they have probably access for that gear. At least I really don't know how that will go. Benkotarn. I really hope this won't mean you are going to remove the PvP weapons vendor from the fleet in 5.0. Those vendors sell some weapons you cannot get elsewhere anymore than moddable form. This is the plan currently. All of the Purity Cosmetic items you can buy for PvP commendations will still be in the game, but purchasable for prior ranked season tokens. So doesn't really matter now. They're gonna give you tokens, and that's how you can buy these weapons, PvP weapons now. Starting probably in Knights of the Eternal Throne. We choose to do this over credits so that these cosmetic items would remain for PvPers. The Warzone consumables will now purchasable for credits. The PvP tier gear and tier vendors will be removed from the game in 5.0. I don't know how this will sell out, to be perfectly honest. Wow. Okay. Benkotarn, I guess it's gonna be angry. Are you for real? You want to remove the vendors that sell moddable sabers and blasters instead of converting them to be purchasable by credits. I'm not about the regular PvP vendors that sell PvP gear. I'm not talking about the ranked season vendors. I'm talking about the weapons vendors standing next to the PvP terminal. That sell moddable vendors without stats. Yeah. Some of these weapons model are no longer available as moddable in this game, besides these vendors. Sorry, my posts have been unclear. The items you are describing, the moddable sabers and blasters, are cosmetic items. Therefore, they are still remaining in the game, season 7 in this case. So yeah, just good. Okay, let us know what happens to those grants that are currently in the legacy bank. After tomorrow, they will bind to the character that removes them. I'm not sure at this moment what will happen to them, but in 5.0 you will get an answer. Okay. We are going to make a change. Instead of requiring prior rank tokens in 5.0, each of the cosmetic weapons will now cost credits and have a Millennium Valor requirement. Finally, that is a decent idea. Now, I know the next question will be what is the minimum requirement. We would actually like to hear from all of you that front. Would you see a minimum requirement or access to the various... Okay, that is finally a decent thing. They